Good morning. So we've come out this morning. A particular thing in mind today. I've discovered, and I didn't know it, that the 5D Mark IV, the Canon 5D Mark IV, has actually got a slow motion function, which I didn't really know about. So I have been having a play around with this slow motion function at home, just to see how it works. In the past I've tried to just take ordinary video and then put it into slow motion in post-processing, but that doesn't seem to work very well. You don't get very smooth images when you do that. So I found the settings, so I've had a play with it as I say at home, taken a few images at home as well, but we're going to come down this morning, down to the local nature reserve again, just see what's around and see if we can get some slow motion footage. And that really is what this video is going to be all about. I'll show you the settings, I'll show you, how to set up the camera for those who are interested in the 5D Mark IV, and we'll see what slow motion footage we can get. So I'm going to walk down to the hide because we're going to try and do it from in one of the hides, but in the meantime, while I walk down there, I'll just show you a few clips I've been playing around at in the garden at home, just trying to test out the settings and see how it works. So I'll show you that while I walk down to the hide. So here we go. Here's the secret settings that we're looking for in the Canon 5D Mark IV. So I can't say for other cameras, but I found the one in this. So what we need to do first of all is make sure we're on video mode, because that'll give us the right things we need in the menu. Into the menu, and then make sure we're on the little camera setting here, and it's number 4 in here. And then within 4 you've got movie record quality. So if we go into movie record quality, there's an option at the bottom for high frame rate. We need to enable that. So if we enable the high frame rate, yep, and what that does, that will give us 100 frames per second when we're filming. It will restrict it to 720p. So I don't think you can get full HD when you're doing this, and you'll also lose the sound recording as well, obviously. So when we're in there, we'll just enable, make sure that's enabled, set OK. So now we've got our high frame rate enabled, 100 frames per second, and we're good to go. The only thing we then need to really do is when we go back into our settings, obviously because we're on 100 frames per second, recommended shutter speed is going to be 200, normally twice the frame rate. So we're going to drop our shutter speed down to 200. Everything else we can set as we want, just as normal videoing, normal shooting. We can set our white balance, we can set our apertures and everything else. But yeah, we're good to go with that. So let's see if we can capture a bit of slow motion. So the first challenge I'm seeing with this is with the autofocus, because it appears that you can pre-focus before you start taking the shots, but as soon as you start to run the video, you can't. It doesn't seem to have any focus tracking, and you can't seem to continually focus. So obviously, if you guys know any different, then drop it in the comments below for me to see. But that means that really, birds in flight, for example, we're going to have to shoot when they're in the same focal plane. If they're going away from us or towards us, then it's going to make it very difficult to keep the focus on the bird. If something's at a standing start and ready to move off and just takes off, or an animal runs off, then at least we can be pre-focused on it, and we've probably got a good chance with a reasonably low aperture. We can probably keep it in focus. But that is going to be a bit of a challenge, I think, to this. As I say, as soon as it's moving away or towards you, unless you manually focus, which is going to be pretty tough, then I don't think you're going to keep it in focus all the time. But we'll see what happens, and I'm going to take a few shots and I'm going to put them up anyway, and until you get them back on the computer, we won't be able to see whether they're really in focus or not. So I'll show you guys what I like, whether they're good or not, and it's going to be a bit of a learning curve for me, and hopefully you guys will learn something from it as well. So let's see how we get on, see if we can get a few more shots. So what I'm tending to find with this autofocus is, if I actually focus in an area and then actually use the focus button, it will lock onto that focus, but it will stay in that place, it won't track around. And then when I actually release the focus button, it seems to track, but it doesn't focus. So it's a bit strange. You know, I can focus on a bird, use my back button focus to actually focus on it, let go of it, and it will track, but it won't keep refocusing. But if I hold the button down to try and track it, it just locks it in one place. So I'm a little bit confused. Whether there's a workaround that, I don't know. But we just had a swan just fly straight towards us, and you know, it was great when it was at a distance and we locked on the focus. But then as soon as it starts to come past us, then obviously we lose the focus on it. Now that's not, you know, that may not be a real problem, because what I'm also seeing with slow motion is you know, you think you have to follow something for quite a while to get some video, but actually they're quite short, sharp segments of film that you need to take, because you know, it seems like you're not filming it for very long, but then when you play it back, it's actually quite a long length of filming. So you know, it may be that you just need to focus in that area for a while. And on that bird in flight, for example, just film it, you know, for a short period of time, and not worry about completely tracking it for long distances. So yeah, we'll keep persevering and see how it goes. So we're just sitting here doing this bit of slow motion stuff, and as a kingfisher just flown all the way around here, all the way down, and then come all the way back again. And I tried to quickly adjust the camera to get back to where I needed to be, to take some still shots, but you know, I was just totally too late. But I've seen it around the area now a couple of times. I've just seen it fly across the other way again. So it's interesting to watch the kingfisher been around, but it's really hard because, you know, I want to focus on getting this stuff together for this slow motion trial. But distractions again, I guess. That's what I always get. I always get distracted by something else. That's the problem. But yeah, so we'll keep an eye out for that just in case. You never know. Slow motion kingfisher. Now there's a challenge. I've now actually set one of my custom function buttons to my slow motion settings. So as I've talked about in other videos, you know, if you can set the custom function buttons, then that allows you to quickly change from one mode to another. So I'm normally shooting on manual mode, but now what I can actually do is I've got 3 custom buttons. One is set to normal video, one is set to slow motion, and the other one's set to high definition video. So just by a quick turn of the dial, I can actually get from one setting to the other. And all my settings are in there, you know, my frame rates, my shutter speeds and everything are already set up as soon as I move that around. So hopefully that's going to help me a bit. So if you've got any questions, just drop those in the comments below. I'll try and answer them as best I can. You know, this is new to me, so I'm not sure, you know, what I'm going to be able to tell you. But also, you know, if you guys know of some of the solutions to some of the things I've been talking about and better ways of doing it, then, you know, please drop that in the comments below, because I'd like to learn how to do this better as well. So what have we learned from doing this? Well, we've learned that autofocus can be quite tricky, but we've also learnt that you don't need to focus on subjects for a long period of time, because just a short video clip in slow motion can actually give you quite a reasonable length when it's played back. You know, so just a couple of seconds actually gives you quite a decent length of slow motion clip. So it doesn't matter that you're not necessarily focused in all the time. So that's certainly, you know, that's one thing that is going to take a bit of getting used to, but, you know, and that's where, again, you know, those short, sharp clips, you know, don't make them long clips, just short clips, slow motion. That will give you some decent footage in the images by the looks of it. I won't know till I put the video together, obviously, because I'm just looking at what I'm seeing on the back of the camera. But yeah, I think that's probably, you know, probably the two things that I've noticed. It is that short clips and the struggle with the autofocus, but, you know, that may not be a massive issue at the end of the day. So yeah, it's been good fun, and hopefully in some of the future videos I can try and bring you some of the slow motion footage as well. Not like this one where it's all slow motion, but you know, just little bits of slow motion there, maybe going to help the videos as well to improve the quality. And that's about it. So yep, I'm going to call it a day. Have a great day whatever you're doing. Don't forget, you know, it'd be great to click a like on the button below if you like the video, and it'd be great to have you subscribe if you're new around here. I normally get videos coming out every Saturday morning. Might miss the odd one or two, but normally every Saturday morning, so watch out for those, and I'll catch up with you again soon. Bye for now.